Sinubok man ang katatagan ng bawat isa sa mga pinakamatitinding pagsubok. Hindi tayo sumuko, bagkus tayo'y lumaban. Hindi nagpatinag ang tibay at lakas ng loob. Tayo ay bumangon at pinakita sa buong mundo ang pusong Pilipino.
There he goes! And he clears it! Yes! Wow!
You're Olympic champion in the women's 55 kilo. Go to the Philippines. Heidelin Diaz.
Just 23 from the Philippines, Carlo Palam. And it is Alex Ayala. Nesty, Patricio.
Champions of FPL, Luckless International.
Early, he's going to finish the half twist.
Ating kilalanin ang mga natatanging personalidad sa mundo ng sports na nagbigay ng pag-asa at karangalan sa bansang Pilipinas sa taunang Spin.ph Sportsman of the Year 2021.
Good evening to our Spin readers. Welcome to this special episode of Zoom In. Nag-zoom in na po tayo kaninang hapon. Pinag-usapan natin ng Philippine Women's Football Team at ang kanilang recent success sa Asian Cup dahil naka-book na sila ng first ever ticket sa World Cup. At pero ngayon magkakaroon parang back-to-back episode ng Zoom In dahil meron tayong papaunakang guest na nagkaroon ng availability for tonight. So, syempre, hindi natin sasayangin ang oras niya. So, yun, bago natin pakilala, I'm sure, kilala niyo yung guest natin, pakilala mo natin ang mga kasama natin for this episode of Zoom In with my fellow Spin staff. Hi, my name is Carlos Acamos, and once again, it's my pleasure to once again moderate the show alongside my fellow Spin staff. First, papakilala ko na our youngest member. Wala siya kanina. Dolph, wala kanina sa football episode natin. Basta.
Good evening, Kuya. At yun nga, mainit tong topic na to. Di pa sumasabog yung mga fireworks sa Chinatown. May explosive sa SBP. So tingnan natin kung may linaw na konti itong mangyayari tonight.
Okay, Ben. Next, Ben. Buti pinaunlakan ka ng guest natin for today.
Oo nga, nagpapasalamat nga ako sa ating bisita for joining us. So yun, stay tuned.
And next, finally, our fourth panelist, Sir Jerry Ramos. Sir Jerry, excited ka na ba na makatanong sa ating guest tonight? Naka-mute ka, sir.
Mga ganitong... Ay.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yes, Carl. Actually, ganitong mga oras, habang walang PBA, usually, we're about to call it a day. Magne-Netflix na tayo dapat at this time. Pero napakahalaga ng ating panahon ngayon. VIP, kumbaga. Kaya hindi natin kailangan ma-miss out ito. Carl?
Yun, huwag na natin patagalin pa. He's a 9-time PBA champion coach. And yun nga, nakita nyo kanina sa preview natin, yung Spin Sportsman of the Year, he was recently named as our Coach of the Year. And siyempre, bukod doon, we were congratulating him, our guest for today, for becoming the new and the returning Gilas Pilipinas coach, Coach Chot Reyes. Coach, good evening. Salamat sa pagpaunlak na aming imbitasyon.
Good evening. Salamat. Thanks for having me here. Jerry, Randolph, Carlo, Ben, maraming salamat.
Okay, simulan natin. Coach, bago
pleasure.
Congratulations muna for being named again Gilas coach, and yun we're congratulating you for being our Coach of the Year for 2021, for leading TNT in your return as a PBA coach.
Thank you. Salamat sa inyo sa Spin for bestowing that award on me. Maraming salamat. I am honored and humbled by the award.
Coach, first question, how have you settled down, or have you settled down after a whirlwind past few days?
Nope, sasabihin ko nga kanina sa iyo, Jerry, buti kayo nakakapag-Netflix pa kayo. Ako hindi pa nakakatulog. The way I like to sabi ko nga, I'm just trying to catch my breath for now kasi as you know, everything that's going on, napakabilis ng pangyayari, and with all that's been happening, there is also our preparations for the resumption of the PBA sa February 11 that we are catching up on. That's why nandito kami sa bubble ngayon dito sa Malaraya.
Okay. And yun nga, again, to our viewers, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, and our new platform, Twitter. So kung may mga tanong kayo at comments, sigurado marami kayong mga comments and questions. So just post them down below. And Dolph, simulan mo na agad ng first round of questions natin.
Yun nga, Coach. Tinanong kita even before tayo nag-live. Yung narinig mo na halos lahat. O feeling ko marami pa rin violent reactions na naririnig eh. But I think most of the reactions isn't really a dig on your coaching capabilities kasi alam naman natin yung kalibre ninyo, Coach. But siguro going to the meat of the matter, sabi mo nga, it's something that pumagsak na lang sa'yo with the circumstances na nangyari sa SBP. Yun ba pong coaching ninyo, will this be for the February window lang? Or kumbaga, papunta na ba po talaga to hanggang 2023? And siguro in the same light, Coach, siguro most of the outcry kasi ng tao was yung plans eh. Ano po yung plans na mare-retain and ano yung plans na i-implement ninyo? Siguro more on, hindi na nasa short picture, nasa February lang, but in the long run na rin, Coach, hanggang 2023.
Well, to your first question, my appointment is to coach the team up to 2023 to the World Cup in 2023. And of course, that includes the upcoming window, the end of February. With regards to plans, like I said, we're still putting it together. We're putting the first order of business was to put the coaching staff together. Kaninang umaga ko pa lang nakamit si Coach Nenad Vucinic. He has already joined us here in the bubble. Tomorrow morning, maakyat dito si Coach Jong Wichiko. And then there's another coach that we're talking to join the staff. So yun ang first order of business. We're putting that staff together. And then together, we're going to make a determination on the players. Now, however, kasi lapit na nung window, we're already trying to get an inventory of sino bang available, sino bang eligible among the original pool ni Coach Tab. Remember, I am the biggest supporter of the pool system. Yung, di ba, nung in-award sa atin yung 2018 na in-award sa atin yung hosting, naglabas tayo ng 23 for 23 na listahan. Talagang from way back, we wanted to put a team together that is going to train together, play together all the way until 2023. And that's why, like I said, I'm the biggest supporter of Tab's pool. I love the way the program was going. Unfortunately, things happened, di ba? Nagka-COVID and then nagkaroon ng Japan na wala yung mga players eh. So, I think that's what led to the situation that we find ourselves in. So, as with regards to the plans, hindi pa kayo masasabi ngayon kasi kami mismo, hindi pa namin alam eh. Unang malaman is who do we have with regards to players. But I can tell you that Ange Kwame joined practice already today. Nag-practice na today. Nandito na sa Malaraya si Ange, si Chadi Rangel. Tomorrow, JDL, Will Navarro, and Tungkab are coming in. So we're already putting the players who are available together. And then, depending on that lineup, then we are going to be able to augment it with talk and text players. Kasi maski anong gawin natin, hindi talaga mabubuo yung team eh. And that's why I cannot understand the the displeasure of the disappointment of the others na hindi alam what's going on. Anong gusto nila, mag-default tayo? Hindi talaga mabubuo eh. Maski anong gawin natin, hindi talaga makakabuo ng lineup for this window, for the coming windows of February. Hindi nga nagpa-practice yung team eh. The last time the Gilas team practiced was in December pa, and Coach Tab was not even here, was in the US then. So there was really no team to speak of. They were not even practicing. So ngayon pa lang namin yan binubuo. 3 weeks to go. 3 weeks to go, mag-tournament na. So you can imagine the urgency ng SBP, yung urgency of the situation that the SBP was faced with. And that's the truth. No, maski anong gawin yung tanong, that's exactly what's the situation now.
Coach, yun nga, na-mention mo na yung mga players na meron ka currently, like nabanggit mo si Ange, sila Juan, na nalabas na yan, and yung mga current pool members, will it still be possible na maka-call up ka from other teams to reinforce, or it's strictly dun sa TNT core na meron ka? And siguro, mas nagtataka yung mga tao, will it be possible for Mikey Williams to be recognized as a local, at least for this window?
Wow, we'd love it to happen sana, but I don't think that's going to be possible. For first, yung sa other teams, again, we don't have time to put players together to form a team, di ba? Kaya nga, at least yung TNT, magkakakilala na, nagkakaamuyan na sila. We already have a system in place that we can run. We don't have any more time to get other players pa. And number 2, ayaw na namin i-disrupt yung PBA schedule. Because lalo natin dinidisrupt yung PBA schedule, lalo rin na-affect yung Gilas in the long term dun eh. So for me, my objective really is the minimum disruption to the PBA. Because their PBA is already bending over backwards. Gusto ko nga pasalamatan yung Board of Governors for all the help they're extending. Nag-usap kami with a meeting yesterday with Commissioner Willie Marshall to set the schedules and everything that the PBA can do to help the team. And so that's why ayaw na namin silang i-disrupt. That's why we thought this was the best solution given the restrictions and the limitations.
Coach, huling tanong ko bago ko ipasa sa iba. Nabanggit mo nga yung mga pangalan ni Ange, ni Juan. Are those players medyo guaranteed na sila na somehow makakalaro sila dun sa 4 na laro come late February, o will we see chances na magpo-full TNT roster ka? Was it kumbaga part na ng discussions na napag-uusapan niyo po ngayon?
Not at all. There was never any intention to bring a full TNT roster. And whoever had brought out that idea, I don't know kung saan niya pinulot yun because hindi pumasok sa isip ko yun. Yes, Ange is 100%. He's going to make the lineup. JDL will make the lineup. Will Navarro, I can say, will make that lineup. And we also know that Dwight Ramos is coming in tomorrow. So he will make that lineup. So we are getting as much as we can of the team of Tab that fared very well before.
Yan ang muna yung questions ko, Coach. May bombshell kang dinrap eh. So, balik ko muna sa'yo, Kuya Carl.
Ayun. Ikaw na muna, Sir Jerry. Bago si Ruben, si Sir Jerry man ang magtatanong. Sir Jerry.
Coach, dahil niro-roast ka na rin naman namin dito, I would like to propose a toast muna sa'yo. Being back in the being back in the national team, no? Whatever people say. Yes. Whatever people say. Iba pa rin yung ikaw yung nasa national team eh. Iba pa rin yung coach ka ng national team eh. And I would like to congratulate you on that. Ano lang, Coach? Thank you. Timeline lang. Kailan ka bali pinatawag ng SBP to discuss about your appointment as Gilas Pilipinas, coach?
I received the call Saturday night. Actually, I was on my way na here to Malarayat para mag-start na yung bubble, pero hindi pa kami pinayagan ng PBA. So merong birthday, ang 60th birthday ng isang barkada ko na somewhere in Batangas din. So nandun kami. We were in Batangas on Saturday night. And then tinawagan ako Saturday night for a meeting on Sunday afternoon with Mr. Chairman Pangilinan, SBP President Al Panlilio, and PBA Chairman Ricky Vargas. That was Sunday afternoon. Doon nga nila in-inform ako na that Tab has decided to concentrate on his Ateneo duties kasi nga nagka-overlap na yung schedule na hindi nga niya mapa-ensayo pa yung Gilas, so on and so forth. Nalapit na nung window. And then, that was when they told me, Sunday afternoon, of course, I had to think about it, talk to my family about it. Nagkaayos kami Monday, gabi na kaya gabi na lumabas yung statement, di ba, before nagkaroon ng closure because minamadali nila because you can imagine the urgency, di ba? Kasi maglalaro na tayo in 3 weeks time. So there was some urgency and I had to give the answer, and we came to an agreement on Monday.
Coach, did you have the time or at least kahit konting moment to talk with Coach Tab after your appointment?
Hindi, but I've been able to talk to Coach Nenad, who is also very close to Coach Tab.
Yeah.
And like I said, we had a very fruitful meeting this morning, and he assured me that it's all good. Nagpaalam siya. He consulted Coach Tab. Coach Tab gave him his blessing, and it's all good. But at some point, I'm going to call Tab, of course. But right now, there's just too many things going on at the same time.
Is Coach Tab nasa Pilipinas ba, Coach?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that.
Okay.
I know he is. Yeah.
One more Coach, bago ko i-turn kay Ruben. May mga rumors kasi allegedly, Coach, that Coach Tab's failure to stop yung mga exodus ng Gilas players to international leagues, tournaments like the Japan B-League has something to do with this decision to step down with as Gilas coach. Your thoughts about it lang sana, Coach Chot?
Actually, ngayon ko lang narinig yung rumors na yan after I was appointed, reading just from all the news that has been coming out. I haven't heard about that. I don't know about it. I think the best to ask is, I'm not the person to ask regarding that. So nakita ko rin lang yan, narinig ko lang yan after I was appointed.
Okay. Appreciate it, Coach. Si Ruben muna ang susunod magtatanong. Thank you.
Coach, question ko lang yung kasi syempre you're still preparing for as a PBA with TNT. Did the preparations with the Tropang Giga medyo nagulo ba because of this development, or parang ano lang, sakto lang na at least parang mas maraming games or mas maraming preparation, or dahil nga yung pag-practice na rin kayo ng Gilas?
We actually talked about it as a team, and it can really go either way. And sabi ko nga sa players namin, now our agility and our versatility again, your open-mindedness will be tested. And agility has been a very, very big value for us when I took over because of what we're going through, di ba? Yung game sa PBA, may schedule ka, biglang, bukas, naiba kasi may nag-positive pala sa kalaban, and then biglang magsa-shutdown, resume. So we have been really working and practicing and really been talking about our agility and versatility. And I think it was a big element in our winning the championship in the All-Filipino. So when the news came out, actually Monday evening, that was our day one here sa Malarayat. Kasi Monday evening, yun yung January 31, di ba? So we were going to start on day 1 namin, nag-check-in na yung players dito ng hapon, nagpa-antigen testing na, but that day 1 namin was Tuesday, Feb 1, kasi doon yung pwede na sa PBA nagbigay ng go signal, right? So it was MVP himself who broke the news to the team. Si MVP ang nagsabi sa players. And upon that announcement, we had a discussion and a talk, and yun ang sinabi ko sa players that now our agility, our versatility, and our adaptability is going to be tested because this is going to be a very difficult situation. This can go either way. This can be good for us or it can be bad for us. It can get in the way of our preparations or maybe it can be good for us. And we don't know. We're just we're figuring this out as we go along. Kasi hindi nga namin alam. We don't even know when the Gilas guys are coming, kailan, how many are coming, who is coming. We don't even know. So my message to the players, we just be ready and to be prepared and just focus on the things that we can control. So that's my reply to you, Ruben. We can't tell it, but for sure it has thrown a monkey wrench into the preparations kasi planchado na yung preparation namin for the reopening of the PBA and then this came about. So but like I said, we just have to deal with it.
Coach, lahat ba ng TNT players are candidates for the February window? And ito, Coach, yung prevailing question din sa mga groups, or actually may mga nagtatanong na rin eh. Si Jason Castro ba is under consideration considering na medyo veterano na si Jason Castro, hindi na siya bumabata. Is Jason Castro a candidate pa rin ba for this February window?
Well, because just by the fact that they are here, they're part of the team. Of course, they are all candidates, except those who are ineligible. And I think Mikey Williams is ineligible. I don't know if there's a way that he can get an approval. But ayun ang hirap eh. Pag nagsalita ako na sasabihin ko buong TNT eligible, sasabihin ng mga tao, kita mo, gusto dalhin ni Chot yung buong team. Hindi naman talaga yun eh. But your question is, are they in consideration? Yes, of course.
Yes.
Bakit tayo mag-echapuera ng maskisino? Eh kunyari walang naging available dun sa original Gilas, di ba? So that's my answer to your question. Will Jason Castro be part of it? Will he be in consideration? It depends. Will we get point guards from the original Gilas guys? So
okay.
Yun ang tanong, di ba? So
yeah. And Coach, kailan ka naman magdedesisyon? Meron ka na bang timeline or depende pa lahat sa mga
I think the deadline for lineup is Feb 14 or something. So that's our absolute last day. Ayoko naman itali yung kamay ko to say that okay, this is our timeline. But of course, ASAP. I mean, we had tanong nga sa akin, when will you start preparing? Sabi ko, last year pa tayo dapat prepare. But we're so late. But again, right now it's just we're working doubly hard. Team manager Butch Antonio is really moving heaven and earth to get like now niya si JDL from Japan. They talked to Dwight Ramos from Japan to come in. So yun ang mga we're that's why hindi kami nagsasalita there kasi wala naman kaming ibabalita di ba? Until sure that those guys are here. So akala naman ng mga tao, kita mo, wala siyang kukunin. Puro talk and text lang. Pasensya na lang.
Pero Coach, yung sabi mo kanina, meron pang isang coach na darating. May clue ka ba dyan? Or kailan mo yan sasabihin?
Secret.
Antay na lang namin yan. Sige.
Antay na lang yan. Hindi pa naman umuoo.
Wala bang clue? Wala bang clue? Is college coach?
Is there a letter? Ganyan? Wag na.
Sige, Coach.
Is there a letter T?
Carl, balik mo na sa'yo.
Coach, I know you're focused on the present and future, but I hope you allow me to medyo look back lang on the recent past on your when in 2018 when you announced you were stepping down. Kasi yung announcement yung sa statement mo parang yung wording mo doon, you were stepping aside and focusing on the 2023 program in another capacity. What can you just parang explain lang your reasoning behind that? Parang hindi step down yung sinabi mo, stepping aside. Kumbaga parang did you parang foresee this return in now?
No, ang understanding naman namin ni MVP from way back is that he's always wanted me to be part of that of the journey to 2023 kasi tayo nagsimula nito, di ba? Even sa pag-secure ng hosting, we played a big role in that. So he's always asked me to be in the kind of an advisory or consultancy role, not in any official capacity, but I've always made myself available if they have questions or that's what I meant. And that's why, like I said, when Coach Tab came out with his program and his current pool came together, we were the biggest supporters, and I'm sure you saw it with all my social media posts when they were going off to competition and all that. I've been the biggest voices in their corner in support. Way before they played Korea, I was the one who said no, they're not going to win once, they will win twice against Korea kasi grabe yung preparasyon nila doon, di ba? 3, 4, 5 months yata sila nagpe-prepare. Sabi ko, mananalo yung team na yan with that kind of a preparation because I know the capability of Coach Tab. Remember, ako yung nagdala sa kanya dito, di ba? I think people forget that as well, di ba? So I was when I stepped down after the 2014 World Cup, we really paved the way for Tab to take my place. So, that's what I meant by stepping aside. But I've always said that I would always make myself available, but I never actively or volunteered or even thought in my mind that this thing would happen the way it has right now.
Yun. Thank you, Coach, for enlightening us. Ito, magbasa muna tayo ng dami ng mga comments at mga tanong sa Facebook and YouTube. Magbasa muna tayo. Sa YouTube, from Steve. Sabi niya, I'm worried if he will continue his 3-guard lineup. Don't want to see undersized 6'2", 6'3" small forwards again. Can you comment on that, Coach? Basically, your na-foresee mong composition ng team?
Number one, why is he worried? Isn't everyone now playing small ball? Diba? Why is he worried? That's number one. Number two, 3-guard lineup. If you take a look at the roster of Coach Tab, there are no, aside from RJ and SJ, they are all very tall players, di ba? So I don't think we're going to see that undersized situation with this current lineup. And I think the key today is putting a team together that will give us the best chance to be competitive. And whether that's 3 guards or 4 guards or 5 centers, whatever it takes to be competitive, right?
Okay, Coach. Ito from our Cebu correspondent. Tanong niya, will the other Ateneo guys be considered like Belang SJ Belangel?
They were considered, certainly, not only SJ, even Gio Chu, even Ildefonso. But then, remember, yung mga UAP at NCAA teams, nasa bubble na sila eh. Kasi nagtitrain na mag-open na yung PBA, di ba? So in the same way that we didn't want to disrupt the PBA, we also wanted to only cause minimal disruption to the college team as well. So kung meron man kaming hinihingi na player from college ranks, pa isa-isa lang. So that walang nag-ano na, di ba, so that nobody gets unduly disadvantaged, and also they don't get disrupted in their schedule. Plus, it's physically difficult kasi nga naka-bubble na yung mga yun eh. So it's hard.
Ito, meron pa dito. From Paulo Catalan sa YouTube. Sabi niya, the UAP is in March, so theoretically college players could be lent for this window. Have there been any efforts to reach out to the UAP NCA schools regarding their availability for this window?
Yep. Directly to the teams themselves. We have spoken to the coach, to the program directors, to everyone that we can talk to with the teams involved. I mean, with the schools involved.
Okay. But before I, bago magbasa ng more questions, Sir Jerry muna ulit magtatanong. Sir Jerry.
Yes, sige. Coach, you've mentioned kanina yung 23 for 23 roster mo na pinangalanan before. Would you revisit yung lineup na yon now that you're at the helm of Gilas again?
Well, yes and no, but because yung marami na dun sa 23 nasa pro na, di ba? Sila Bolik, sila
Yes.
CJ Perez, puro mga nag-pro na yun eh. So, the key, the thinking before was, well, if you're in that list, kagaya nila Bolik at CJ at nag-pro ka na, dapat madali kang, madali kang mahihiram. And I think, like I said, the PBA is very willing. They just want to see a program. Gusto lang nila ng plano. Wag yung ora-orada, mamadali mo, uy, biglang kailangan namin. So, yun ang usapan namin ni Commissioner. And after the February window, we're going to talk right away in the first week of March to plot out an entire schedule and an entire program all the way to 2023. I mean, it's a program, it's a plan. We know it will be disrupted. We know they're going to be setbacks and speed bumps here and there, but at least we have a plan. And I think sa kay Commissioner Willie, at least yun ang gusto niya para meron din lang mapagpababasihan ng kanilang plano moving forward. And I think that goes the same for the schools as well, for the UAP NCAA schools. Yeah. If there are any players na ma-affected, at least they know what the long-term plan is.
So there are chances, Coach, that yun nga, Bolik or CJ Perez or other PBA players from other teams can be included in your program moving forward?
The original plan in Coach Tab's program was no, di ba? We wanted really to form a team na solid, magte-train all the way through. But again, like I said, things happened, and now that plan, that program has essentially been disrupted. So now it's time to put another plan together. But having said that, I still believe, and I was the biggest proponent of putting a team together para wag nang gambalahin yung PBA, di ba? When it was 2018, I thought we had enough time to put a team together that will be competitive for 2023 na hindi nagagambalahin yung PBA masyado. So that was the plan then, and that was what Coach Tab was doing. Unfortunately, nagka-problema. But then now with this disruption, it's time to put another plan together. And because we're basically putting the reconstituting the plan, we have to keep our options open.
Coach, is Sky Soto coming over for the qualifiers dito sa Pilipinas?
Secret. No, I don't know.
Uy. May
At least
laman,
in Dwight
may laman.
Ramos, sinabi mo na. Okay, one last question, Coach. Is there a chance ba na, or there is a possibility that you might eventually give up your coaching job as TNT coach?
right now the only way pinayagan ako ng TNT is with the assurance na hindi ko i-give up yung TNT. But we have to see again. This is a work in progress. Lahat tayo nangangapa dito eh. We're figuring this out as we go along. But if we are able with the situation now, with the close cooperation between SBP and the PBA, because of President Al Panlilio and Chairman Ricky Vargas, and all working together with Commissioner Marshall, and then the support of the PBA Board of Governors is there. I think we can find a way. So I cannot give a definitive answer because like I said, this is a work in progress. Right now, lahat muna yan sinasantabi natin. My focus is put a team together for February 24. Lahat ng issue, questions nyo on long term and all that, I'm sorry, I cannot reply because lahat ng pag-iisip ko ngayon is on the team sa February 24. To be competitive, but still with the developmental view. And I think that's very important na maintindihan ng mga tao. I mean, we can put just a developmental team together. Pero if it's not that competitive, then dito pa gagawin, I don't think naman gusto rin ng taong bayan yun, di ba? And I'm not saying the original pool was not competitive. It's just that they have not been practicing. Di ba? Kung tuloy-tuloy ang practice nila, November, December, January, di ba? I'm sure they will be competitive in February. But wala, they just have, as of today, the Gilas last practice was sometime early December, and since then they have not even been practicing at all. So, you know, that's the situation we're dealing with, and I hope maintindihan yung ating mga kababayan natin yun, di ba? If they don't know the situation, at least I hope you help us let people know that's the situation. We want to keep that program, we want to keep those players, but there's no team today. Right now, there is no team. They haven't been practicing, so I hope you appreciate the dilemma that we are facing right now.
Okay, appreciate it, Coach. Back to you, Carl.
Thanks, sir. Ben, baka may gusto kang tanong bago ako magtanong ng mga...
Coach, although nabanggit mo na nga na medyo yung future parang hindi mo pa masasagot. Pero kasi in the past few years, nakita natin yung special draft. Coach, ikaw ba in favor ka ba doon, or may napag-usapan na ba kayo ni Commissioner with regards to that special draft, Coach?
Hindi pa namin napag-usapan yon. Ang discussion namin is again, first niya anong kailangan mo for this next window. So, hindi naman lang ayusin lang schedule para yung if there are some players na text na maglalaro doon, hindi maapektuhan yung token text, so that ayusin yung schedule in that sense. First week of March. So whether it's a special draft or not, boto ba ako doon o hindi? That was wala pa. I wasn't in the PBA then when that happened. So I cannot. I have no authority or any kind of experience or knowledge to be able to answer the question. Hindi ko nga alam ano yung workings ng special draft na yun. I think inabot ko na yon. I was named the coach. So nung draft nakuha namin dun sa special draft yung si JT Tungkab, di ba? Si JT Tungkab. So other than that, there is no effect on us kasi hindi pa naman namin nagagamit si JD Tungkab. So I cannot speak to whether boto ba ako doon or hindi. Boto ako to the continued cooperation and collaboration at pagtutulungan ng SBP at ng PBA. Whether that's through a special draft or not, I think as long as the as long as the intent is to help each other to put the best team together, then I think we're going to be fine.
Coach, in the next windows, although sabi mo nga wala pang plano, but do you think we will be seeing PBA players during the windows, or would we see college players, or would we see hybrid, or depende na lang yan kung sino makakalaban, Coach?
Again, too early to tell right now. We don't know. We will have to see, di ba? Everything is going to depend on who we have. Who are the players? Who are the players? I wasn't involved in putting the original group of players together. So, ngayon ko lang na-discover who is available, who is not available. So, hindi ko talaga yan masasagot for the future windows.
Coach, would you have preferred na, kasi di ba nga may nag-alisa na or nag-decide na sila to not renew sa Gilas, would you have preferred na sana nakasama sila in order for at least man lang hindi medyo natenga yung programa, or or talagang gano'n na talaga yung nangyari?
Well, ganun talaga yung nangyari kasi yung inactivity rin, di ba? Hindi mo rin it's really nobody's fault kasi ganun yung situation ganun yung nangyari. So, it's really hard to comment on it. Obviously, we would have preferred that the entire program was intact all the way to 2023. But I don't deal in the past. I always look forward. So hindi ko na yan iniisip. Wala na naman ako magagawa, di ba? Andiyan na yan. I don't even waste any kind of energy thinking about that. Ang focus ko lang yung ano yung nandito ngayon nasa harap ko.
Okay. Carl, back to you.
Sige, Brad. Ito, Coach, related question dun about sa mga exodus sa Japan and other overseas leagues. Ito suggestion ni JT Chio sa Facebook. Sabi niya, is part of the plan recalling the Japan boys, offering a better contract? How about the batch of Isaac Gos cadets? Some of them went to their PBA teams already.
Yes, that plan was already decided way before I was appointed. Talagang nagpaalam because they were all expiring on January 31 or Feb 1. I was appointed February 1. So ano na yan, nagpaalam na sila way before that. Kaya lang lumabas yung balita kasabay nung appointment ko. So there's certainly in consideration. But then for now, our approach nga is we don't want to disrupt the PBA schedule. So if they're going to go and sign already with their mother PBA teams, ayaw na muna natin silang gambalahin because understandably, di ba? They're going to be with their PBA teams, they're preparing, they're playing with their PBA teams. So for this coming February window, right now, that's not what I am thinking of. Although it is not off the table because remember, they're still part of the original. They're still part of the original group. So, yan naman sinasabi natin sa Gilas, di ba? Once Gilas, always Gilas. Di naman yan nag-expire.
How do you balance that, Coach? Na on one end, syempre gusto natin mag-excel yung mga players natin. Not just here but overseas, di ba? Siyempre mas makikita sila. But on the other hand, siyempre gusto mo rin magstay sila dito para to, like what Paul said, na to be intact yung national team natin. So, para sa iyo, Coach, how do you balance that na meron pa rin may magstay dito na the core of the Gilas team?
First of all, I think we all have to face the economic reality. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. It is a question of economics, right? I mean, if it were not so, I'm sure those guys would stay because all of them had Gilas contracts. But that is an issue that we have to address, and that is an issue that is prevalent all over the world, di ba? Lahat naman yan, players of everywhere else, they're playing in other in other leagues elsewhere. How do we balance that? By precisely putting a long-term program together. So that's the key. So now we are putting the pieces back so that hopefully we can put a long-term program together that will now take into account this migration, diba? This exodus. Dati kasi nung binuo ni Coach Tab, I'm sure he did not foresee this happening, right? So now, alam na natin itong reality na to. Now when we go back and we put the pieces of a program together, that's now going to be on our minds when we prepare for the looking forward for the future. But like I said, that's something that we all have to figure out. And it affects not only Gilas, it affects the PBA, it affects a lot of things, di ba?
Coach, ano naman tayo, coaching staff mo, you've mentioned some names already. Pero may nagtatanong dito si Jeffrey Lomboy. Sabi niya, si Pingris hindi mo kukunin, Coach. Parang nabanggit rin natin ni Mark, Coach, I read somewhere na parang he's open to help you.
Secret!
Mark, yan.
Ba?
Okay.
Ang yun na yun ah.
Ba't kayo natatawa? Secret na sabi ko, di man ako sumasagot.
Ito Coach. Question from Jel Miras. Ito, regular commenter natin to. Sabi sa Facebook, sabi niya, Coach, since we're going up against South Korea again this February, which part of the winning strategy and style of the recent Gilas who won both games against Korea will you continue to implement, and how much do you know about the South Korea team at this point?
Our entire plan is to use that game plan that they used for South Korea, and that's why that's why Coach Jong is going to be a big part of the preparation. But we know that Korea will bring now their real top players kasi they're fighting for qualification, di ba? Kasi ngayon nanganganib sila. Now, yung pinadala nilang mga player dati, which was also a lot of them were their young teams except for si Ratcliffe, di ba? But now I'm sure they're going to bring their, well, we're expecting them to bring their A team. So I don't know if we will find out on Feb 14 when the lineups come out, what is their final lineup. But if it will be the same team that they brought the last time, and then of course we will use the same game plan or a lot of pieces from the game plan that Coach Tab devised for Korea the last time.
Okay. Ito, from Jeffrey Villanueva. Sabi niya, may chance po ba? Ay, yes sir. Yes sir. Sir Jet?
Yes, sige, go. Sige, go.
Ay, sige.
Go,
Ito from
go,
Jeffrey Villanueva. Sabi niya, may chance po ba na maisama mo si Junmar at Greg sa lineup sa February window para medyo lumaki ang lineup natin?
Nope. For February, no.
Okay. Ito, from Don Tiburcio. Sabi niya, how about Tamayo and Balti, Coach? Panotice po.
We are talking to their teams. Those guys are very high on my list. If their schools allow, they will be on the lineup.
Ongoing pa yung talks, Coach, with UP and Lasal.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, last 20 minutes na tayo, sabi ni Jam. Dolph, ikaw naman. What's your next set of questions?
Meron akong tanong kay Coach kasi sabi niya, hindi niya masasagot yung big picture questions natin eh. So, rather than going to the future, medyo throwback ako konti, Coach. Coach, this will be your fourth go-round as the head coach of national team. And it needs not reminding na yung ibang stints ninyo, medyo masalimuot yung naging ending. Hindi naman sa babalikan natin, Coach, but ano yung masabi rin yung lessons that you picked up from those past stints as the head coach na feeling mo you want to do better or have more improvement this time out?
Well, from we certainly learned a lot I certainly learned a lot over the years, understanding the international game and figuring out what it takes to win on the international level, and even in our stint in Spain in 2014 in the World Cup, where we competed very well against the top teams. But the main lesson really is preparation. It's really preparation. And noong 2007, yung Tokushima, my first time around, if we were allowed a naturalized player, how grabe sana yung team na yun. But you remember that was the time we were coming off a suspension, and the team was put together, 2 months before or whatever. So same. But when we had enough preparation, 2013, FIBA Asia, 2014 World Cup, we did pretty well. And then from the World Cup, we came back here, and we had 1 week to prepare for the Asian Games, and then we find out that Andre Blatch was not allowed to play. Remember, yun yung nangyari sa Korea, sa Asian Games. And so we had to call back Marcus Douthit, who was essentially not been playing for more than a year, to play with us in the Asian Games, and we did very poorly because of that of the lack of preparation. And then same thing, when I came back, we went to Lebanon sa Beirut, diba? 2017 Asia Cup Championships. Remember, nabuo kami, yun yung na-injure si Junmar, nabuo na lang kami, doon na kami sa Lebanon, nabuo Beirut. That was the first time the whole team got together with barely 1 week before the tournament. And again, a lack of preparation. So the number one lesson is preparation, the importance and the value of preparation. That's why I was the biggest proponent of a long 4-5 year preparation for 2023. I think that's the number one lesson. And then the other lessons are more technical in nature. What kind of the defensive schemes, offensive systems can work, ano yung pwede, what kind of players should we look for. Those are mostly technical. But the number one lesson really is the value of preparation. And then on my own, from my own personal preparation and development, about the emotional labor and the mental strain, or the mental price, or the mental cost, the requirement, if you will, of the emotional, mental, psychological requirements for able to compete on that stage. Those were very big lessons for me personally as a coach. But if you're going to ask me for the team, it's really preparation. You need to have long preparation, and then we can compete in that stage, because we don't have the size and the skill of the other countries, di ba? And the other teams. So we have to, kailangan bawiin natin yun sa preparasyon. And that's why I really love the program of Tab. I thought we were in the right path and the right direction there. I was a big supporter of it until now, except this happened. So here we are again in the receiving the brunt of all the batikos. Buti makapal na yung mukha natin, sanay na tayo dyan.
Sanay ka na, Coach. Coach, isa pa nabanggit ni Sir Jerry kanina, yung 23 for 23. Meron kasing player kaya tang kasama dyan sa bubble, JJ Alejandro, nanonood ngayon eh. Hindi ko lang alam, baka nagugutom na. Pero speaking of the 23 for 23 list, Coach, can you, meron ka pa bang mga notes, meron pa bang mga natatago sa baul ng plano mo sana na nung nagpalit, hindi natin na-implement, that you'd like to implement now? Especially, I remember we have guys like Remy Martin as part of those plans. Is he someone na medyo, alam ko, sabi mo kanina, you don't want to really look too far ahead kasi ang focus mo na sa February, but having those names, and even Jordan Clarkson na ina-advocate sana natin na makalaro for 2023. Are those names part of, kumbaga, wish list mo dun sa posible sana na maidagdag natin in the coming months, in the coming tournaments na pinaplano natin for Gilas in this return of yours?
Certainly, Jordan is there, of course. Hindi naman pwedeng wala dyan si Jordan. But like I said, I'm not even looking beyond this February yet. We know that Remy is ineligible. But if things change and suddenly we are able to, I know the SBP is lobbying for revision of the eligibility rules. You'll never know, right? But of course, Jordan has to be there.
Meron yata si Sir Jerry na mga itatanong pa. Yun na muna yung sa akin.
Coach, how about AJ Edu? Niyo ba siya? Include niyo siya sa, at least kung hindi man dito sa qualifiers right now sa Pilipinas, in the future, Stin?
Very high on our list, yes. Even from our 2023, from our original list in 2018, AJ Edu was very high there. Ang main big men talaga were sila ni Kai. So unfortunately, he's been suffering some bad luck with injuries, but we're continuing to keep tabs with him. I think kagabi lang message ni Coach Josh. So we're keeping tabs on AJ. He's a big part of the plan.
I think, Coach, yung kapatid niya naglalaro rin. May possibility rin ba na ma-include siya sa program?
I haven't personally seen that yet, so I cannot make a comment. I haven't actually seen him play yet, so but I know that he was, in fact, nung unang-una kami nag-uusap noon, na-mention na nila sa akin, but ako personally, I haven't seen him yet.
Okay. Last question, Coach. Yung appointment mo ba as a Gilas coach, exclusive lang for the FIBA World Cup qualifiers and subsequently sa World Cup mismo? How about yung Southeast Asian Games and the Asian Games?
Oh, good question. I think sakop lahat yun. It is to be the head coach of the Philippine national team until the World Cup, the 2023 World Cup. So that will include all of the representations of the Philippine national team. That doesn't mean that I will coach in all of those tournaments, but right now I am the head coach of the Philippine national team for until the World Cup.
Okay, appreciate it, Coach. Coach, si Ruben may tanong yata about TNT naman.
Coach, last question ko na to, TNT. 2 questions lang, Coach. Update lang doon sa mga injured players mo, like si Troy ba babalik na once the PBA resumes? How about Kib Montalvo? And yung import situation nyo pa pala, Coach, kasi si Fuller was your import nung last game nyo, but ano na po ang latest doon, kasi nabanggit nyo po na yung previous import nyo po is still parang available pa, pero that was December, no? So ano na pong latest doon?
Wala na. Mackenzie Moore has left already. Our import is Aaron Fuller. We fully expect to go all the way with him to the end. Hopefully he takes us deep. Si Kim Montalvo is already practicing fully. Troy Rosario is already practicing fully. So by the resumption of the PBA, I expect that we'll have both of them back.
Mm-hmm. Last na lang, Coach, kasi parang nabanggit ni Commissioner Marshall na mukhang yung schedule nyo parang i-accelerate dahil nga may mawawala kayo ng isang linggo, no? So how are you preparing for that grind na mukhang marami kayong games in the following weeks?
That's why we're here in a bubble. We're cramming. This is what we call our cramming place. We're doing basically 3 sessions a day. We have morning skills work and then conditioning weights sa tanghali and then evening. Kaya pasensya kayo pag nag-message kayo, hindi ko kayo nasasagot dahil nagti 3 times a day ako. TNT pa lang yun ha. Wala pa yung Gilas doon. Hindi ko kasama. So you know, that's we're cramming for that because we know that we para nga for the schedule to work, we have to play games early so that we can take a break during the window, the qualifiers, and then finish our remaining 3 games or whatever after the qualifiers. And I know that's going to take a toll, big sacrifice on the players, on the team. But like I said, para sa bayan to eh. So yun ang usapan namin sa mga players, right? That it's going to take a toll on them. Essentially, our players will play 4 more games than everybody else. 4 very hard games. We will play 4 games in 5 days na medyo konting lakas lang naman ng kalaban namin, di ba? 2 Korea at New Zealand, and you know how physical New Zealand plays, di ba? Bubugbugan kami na, and then a very tall India team. So like I told the players, it's something that they have to look at as a challenge, and it's also incumbent on those who are not going to make it to play in the window to take up the slack, to really step in and play bigger roles than, so that to allow those who are going to play in the window to either get a rest or slowly reassimilate back into the swing of things. Mahirap talaga. It's no joke. It's very, very difficult. Sabi ko nga, nananahimik ko, sarap-sarap ng buhay ko, coaching, talk and text, di ba? I'm doing all of the other things I'm doing. And then, napunta sa atin to. But, you know, gano'n talaga. But alam nyo naman yun, di ba? I've always said that, you know, even when I had retired from professional coaching, I said I will never retire from serving my country.
So, Coach, wala na munang golf sa Malarayat, ha?
Wala. Susubukan ko sana kanina. Umulan naman. Visit talaga. Oh.
Sige. Back to you, Carl.
Ito, Coach, may pahabol na 3 tanong si Homer Saison from the...
Okay.
Ito, sabi niya kung kilala mo daw si Kyle Gamber. Phil, he was recruited by Tab and his family agreed yesterday for him to play for Gilas. Will you take in the kid now that you're head coach?
If I get a chance to see him and he's eligible, why not?
Ito, number 2. Chris Daleo, who was national coach of Thailand and well experienced in international play, is interested in joining your staff. Your thoughts?
I don't know him, but believe it or not, since my appointment on February 1, I've received 4 applications from foreign coaches. Mm-hmm. So Mr. DeLeo is the 5th. I don't know him, but like I said, we are open. We are talking to everybody, and if they can help, why not? And of course, before I get into trouble, budget permitting, of course, that's SBP. There are economic realities that we are facing as well.
Okay. And finally, ito natanong nata to ni Sir Jerry kanina, but parang gusto lang ata ng clarification. Sabi niya, with Top Gun, did the title project director depart with him, or did you assume that mantle as well?
I think the project directorship as well has been, it's not, we haven't had any finalization there, but I think that it also goes with the title, the head coach and the project directorship have to very naturally go together. So, but like I said, ayoko pa munang isipin yun because my entire thinking is just for this February.
Okay. Yun, dami pang mga tanong sa Facebook tsaka YouTube, pero we won't take much of your time anymore, Coach. Any last messages for Gilas fans and your haters? Anong masabi mo, Coach?
Yeah, sa haters, sa akin lang, just alamin nyo muna yung mga facts, di ba? Yeah. Just know the facts first. We're all entitled to our own opinion. If you have negative opinions and everything, that's fine. But then just be respectful naman dahil hindi rin naman na basta-basta yung ating pagka-look dito, di ba? The most important thing right now is that we come together and support. We come together and support the national team. We need. I said it already before. I am praying for your prayers, and I am praying for everyone's support. We're going to do our utmost best to represent the country, and in the end, we will make decisions always with that in mind. What is the best for the country?
Okay, may pahabol ata si Sir Jerry, Coach, bago ka namin ipakawalan.
Coach, yung mga guest kasi namin dito sa Zoom In, kung bago namin pinapakawalan, kung si Boy Abunda merong fast talk, kami meron ditong fast break. So may mga iaano lang kaming questions sa iyo. 5 questions lang to, choices mo lang. Hindi, para light lang naman, light lang, Coach. Ha? Okay, go. Game, Coach?
Game.
Okay, Coach. Dribble drive or triangle offense?
Dribble drive.
Okay. Greatest Gilas moment, beating Korea in 2013 or FIBA World Cup in 2014?
Beating Korea in 2013.
Olympic slot on the line, who would you give the ball to take the last shot? Jimmy Lapag or Jason Castro?
Whoever is open.
Okay. Safe answer. Coach, you're given a chance to have a Gilas foreign consultant. Who would it be? The late Ron Jacobs, Tab Baldwin, or Tim Cone?
Oh, syempre, kampi ako palagi kay Tim Cone. Is a very good friend. But no, in all honesty, I hope it happens. The foreign consultant that I want for Gilas right now, Eric Spoelstra.
Wow.
I hope he says yes. I hope Coach E says yes.
Inoffer mo ba?
But I hope you in-offer mo na, Coach.
Hindi pa. Pero pag inano ko na, sana umuo siya.
Siguro baka pwede kang tulungan ni Coach Tim.
No, hindi lang. Marami kaming kakausapin para makatulong siya.
Okay. Isa na lang, Coach.
I'd love to have Coach Tim by my side.
One last, Coach. Kung ang PBA i-allow na yung mga naturalized to play in the PBA and you own the number 1 pick, who would you choose? Kai Soto or Ange Kwame?
Now, if I am picking now,
Yes.
Kai Soto.
Thank you very much, Coach. Appreciate it. Carl?
Yun. There you have it. Fun and interesting conversation with Coach Chot Reyes, the returning Gilas Pilipinas coach now on his 4th tenure as the national coach. Coach, maraming salamat ulit sa pag-squeeze ng oras nyo. At,
Thank you, Coach.
Good luck. Good luck po sa inyo, Coach. And on behalf of our one-man production crew, Jam Mariano, masyadong lagari si Jam ngayon. My name is Carlos Sacamos. It's been our pleasure with my fellow Spin staff to conduct this special episode of Zoom In. Parang 1,000 plus ata ang nanood sa atin yan according to Jam. Maraming salamat at see you next week for Spin POV on Tuesday. Maraming salamat at ingat po tayo lahat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks for having
Coach,
me.
salamat,
Thank you,
Coach. Coach, ingat.
Good job, ha? Thank you.